Really proud of our guys for grinding it out. They just kind of grinded. I thought that each guy that played made a play or two that contributed to the win. Whether it's Nana's steal, I thought was a big momentum changer in the dunk. Got it to 3+ possessions. I thought Sam was really good defensively. I thought Brandon Paul, 2 back-to-back games now, was dynamite defensively with his effort and energy and the plays he made. DJ making free throws late. Tracy's big layup at the end of the clock. Henry's big 3 when the game was hanging in the balance. And you could go right down the line on all those guys. Bertrand rebounding, keeping balls active. I thought Henry got to the foul line in the first half because he went to the offensive glass. They held. You could go right down the line. I thought we got contributions from everybody that made a play or two. I got to give them a lot of credit. I mean, they were physical. They played hard. They played with a lot of passion. And as Sam and I were talking coming up, they just wouldn't go away. They kept fighting. They made some big threes late to kind of close the gap, and they fought. I loved their attitude and their disposition and their passion. I saw it in the last 2 games that they had played with Iowa and Michigan. There's no question. I told Pat after the game, you can see them getting better. I love their energy level and the passion that they play with, and they've done that through some adversity. So I really appreciate that in terms of their body language and how they played today. They certainly had a lot to do with it. The game was an odd game with 52 fouls called. There wasn't much flow to the game. So sometimes as a player, you got to kind of adjust. Coach, you got to adjust a little bit. But nonetheless, we grinded it out, made some plays. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. We made some mistakes. We did, and we'll take a look, try to clean those up, and work to get better the next 2 days heading into Sunday's Michigan game in Ann Arbor. Questions for the players?
Brandon and Sam here. Sam, can you just speak to kind of how ugly that game was? Coach kind of touched on it with all the fouls. Did it seem like that while you guys were out there playing?
Yeah, for a second there, it seemed like every possession down there was a foul, so that definitely disrupted our rhythm a little bit. But like I said, give them credit, man. Those guys played hard for 40 minutes, and they're definitely getting better as the season goes on.
Both of you guys, what's it say about you guys that you can win a game like this and you can win a game where you score 80 or 90 points?
I think it shows our maturity. I think in that little rough stretch we had, people started doubting us, and we just kept fighting. Every day we came in, we competed, and you can't just show up one game and compete. Like Indiana or Minnesota when we're on the road. You got to show up every game, and we knew this was going to be a fight. Like Coach said, they've been getting better. The record doesn't really show how hard they play, and they've definitely improved. The coach does a great job getting them amped up. You can tell it's not all bluff. They truly believe that they can win, and it's going to be scary to see them in the future for the Big Ten. But it's just a testament to our maturity.
Sam, how frustrating was it to have that dunk called off on that inbounds play?
Yeah, that was kind of frustrating, man. I thought that was one of my first Sports Center moments, but it happens, so we just move on from it.
Do you think he was going to get to it?
What was that?
Do you think he was going to get to it when that first threw it up?
I don't know. I was hoping he got to it. When I went in, I saw the ref blow the whistle, and he put his hand up, and I was like, oh, this is going to go the other way, watch. And I was just like, oh, I felt bad for Sam.
Brandon, your coach was talking about your defensive play. Can you just elaborate on how you focused on that lately?
I just wanted to be active. A lot of people, when they look at the end of games or they're watching, they're seeing how much points people score, and it's not all by points. It's the little things. And I think we've been playing well lately because our defense has been a lot better in the last few weeks that we've been playing. And I just wanted to do something to help my team, other than just try to put the ball in the basket. So I think my defensive intensity has been up, and I think the team's defensive intensity has definitely been improving.
So you reached a milestone for points tonight. What's that mean to you?
I don't even know. What? What is that? I reached a milestone. What does that mean? Like?
Top 1,500 points.
Oh. I had no idea. I mean, I guess it's cool. I think it's better that we got the win. So that's definitely something to look forward to. We're 500 in the Big Ten, and we got Michigan coming up, so we're going to definitely prepare for them for the next 2 days.
Hey, Brandon, after you got the 5-second call early in the first half, Terry Oglesby was giving you some kind of warning, I think. Do you remember that at all? Do you know what it was about?
You mean like right after that play? Yeah. Oh, I looked at him. I said, you said 4, and I tried to pass, and you blew the whistle. I was kind of joking with him, and he's like, I don't know. I don't even remember what he said. Whatever. So we won the game.
Brandon, talk about you guys. I mean, at 2-7, this was looking like a tough situation. How did you guys sort of keep it together and get to where you are in a tough league?
I think it's just the type of staff we have. They won't let us get down on ourselves. Every day we come in, they stay late. They compete with us. They're always trying to get us better. And when we come in the gym, and our guys, we compete together. And a lot of people had they didn't believe in us. So that was a little bit more motivation, a little bit more of a motivational factor for us. So we just knew that it would turn up sometime. So we just we kept riding. We didn't change anything in our schedule or anything like that. We kept playing, and we've had this great stretch coming up.
Brandon, before the Nebraska game, you guys had that players-only meeting. How much do you think that kind of helped you right the ship?
I think it helped. Guys, we just wanted to make sure guys were on the same page. I think more, it's just the way we compete on a daily basis. We compete consistently in practice. We might have a drill or two that might be not as good as we want, but for the majority of it, we come in with the mindset. Today we got to get better because there's someone else getting better. Our opponent the next day is going to be getting better. So. I think the guys do a great job of getting in the gym as well, on days off, whether it's getting treatment or putting shots up, watching film. We got a lot of guys that are maturing at a high level, so that's something it goes a long way.
Sam, is this your first trip to Ann Arbor?
Oh, yeah, it
I
is.
would assume. Yeah. Just talk about what you know about that program historically and also about what they're doing this year and how you feel about going in there.
Only thing I've known about the past for Michigan is, the Fab Five. But this year's team, they're pretty good. They beat us here early on in the year, but we just felt like we didn't play that well at that time. And this time around, we're hoping that we'll play a lot better and have a different outcome.
Brandon, you seemed like some frustrating moments with the offense there in the second half. Just the shots weren't falling, things weren't working in the offensive end. You yourself seemed a little frustrated at certain moments. What was going on through your mind at that point?
It's always tough when you're a scorer and you're not putting the ball in the basket. I think I was more frustrated with missing free throws. I feel like I'm a great free throw shooter, and I'm better than what I kind of played tonight. But Coach, every time we came in the huddle, guys weren't doing things as well as they wanted to. Coach was saying, "Make the next play. It's over. You can't get it back. Forget about everything that happened before this moment. Just keep playing." And I definitely think that helped us down the stretch.
Brandon's always close with Penn State for
Yeah.
some reason.
Yeah, I was telling Jim Jackson that when I had the little interview with him. Every year, I told the guys, the new guys coming in, it's gonna be a rough one. Just keep grinding it out, keep playing, and have the mindset that we got to finish it out. And we have guys that made plays, and we found a way to win at the end. Like we were talking about before, they're a good team. Their record obviously doesn't show how hard they play and how hard they compete. And on the court, they're so amped up. It kind of motivates you. So they're well coached. They're going to be a good team.
That all for the players? We'll let them go. We'll continue with questions for Coach.
John, your thoughts about how you guys have sort of, put things together in this 5-game stretch?
It's been kind of a blur, Herb, to be honest with you. I'm so good or bad, one-track minded. Just, what's in front of us, what can we control now? I think Brandon's right. I think we've practiced, for the most part, really well. Guys have bought into getting better, which is huge, learning. I give our assistant coaches a lot of credit. They help create an environment where it's I think our guys, Brandon said it, they even wander around and come in and see us when we have our day off. We like being around one another. I think the assistant coaches do a great job of creating an environment where guys can learn and we're teaching and getting better. I think that's the biggest thing, Herb, is that we never, really got away from what we do. Brandon mentioned that. We continued to do the same thing and approach things the same way and stay even keel. And I think at the end of the day, I think that helped. I think the players fed off of that.
It's one of those situations where it wasn't pretty, but
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and I give them a lot of credit. I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and say we were awful. I mean, I think we made some mistakes we got to clean up, but you know, they had a lot to do with it now. I mean, they fought, they battled, you know, they all the way to the end. They made some tough shots there at the end. They kept playing, they kept playing, they kept playing. They played all the way to the horn. I saw that in the last 2 games that they have played. You know, their enthusiasm is amazing. Their energy level, Brandon's right. I mean, they just play so hard. They're physical. They're tough. You know, and I admire all that through the midst of some adversity, Marcus. Where you know, I think it shows a lot about their character.
Difficulty in playing a game where there's so many whistles and so many stoppages.
Well, I think it's just hard to get in the flow, Mark. I said that earlier, and I'm not. You know, the game's officiated, how it's officiated. We had 3, you know, great officials on the game tonight. It just happened to be one of those games where it was, you know, called that way, and 52 fouls were called. I think it's hard for players to get in any type of flow. I just think it is what it is. We've got to control the ones where we foul too much. I said that, I think, maybe a week ago. You know, we've got to play harder without fouling.
Does winning a game like this with so many whistles, with no flow, does that really help your team and their mindset going forward?
You know, I think right now they've bought in at such a high level to the one-day approach I was mentioning earlier. Obviously, they want to win just like everybody else. Our deal is we want to control what we control and play well. If we play well, all the things that they want to have a chance to happen or that people talk about, you know, those become byproducts of all that. If you don't play well, then you know, you decrease your chances of winning, and then you decrease your chances of doing some things that they'd like to do. You know, it's really that simple. You know, so we're more focused on us playing well right now. And I think that's served us well, and we're going to continue to move down that path.
John, you're really harping on getting to the glass in that second half. What
Yeah.
did you see? What was...
Well, I mean, I thought we were active on the offensive glass, Jeremy, but we gave them, I'll be honest with you, I think most of their points in the second half until they made some of those threes at the end were because we either fouled or we had a good defensive stop brewing and we gave up a rebound. I thought free throw points and rebound second chance points killed us in the second half. Now I'll watch the film to figure out, that's my feeling. I don't know what the exact totals were, but, you know, we've got to play harder without fouling. We've got to block out better. We've got to snatch rebounds better than what we did. But I thought on the offensive glass, I thought we were active. In fact, we drew a couple fouls just going to the glass where guys held us. They called a foul, and we get 2 free throws because of their extra effort going to the offensive glass. You know, Henry got 1. I think Sam got a couple like that. You know, we need to continue to, you know, we will, to emphasize that. And I think we got some guys that do a good job of going to the offensive glass.
Coach, what did you do to motivate Brandon to play so hard on defense?
I think maybe just kind of, you know, letting him know I believe in him at such a high level. I really do. And I think the last couple games, he's really, you know, Sunday's game at Northwestern and then this one, I thought he was lights out. I mean, he made play after play tonight defensively, especially in the first half. And I think he was pretty good in the second half too. But, you know, he made some big-time plays. The loose ball play at half court was big play, you know, charge, big play. I mean, he just sacrificing his body right now, playing with a sense of urgency on that end. I've said this before, you know, seniors die hard.
Coach, to get a win in Ann Arbor, what do you need to see out of the team that you didn't see from them tonight?
Well, each game's different, you know. That's the one thing I've learned. I mean, they're all an entity within themselves, so you know, we'll take a look at the film from the first time. Obviously, I haven't done that. My staff has. I'll have a meeting with, I have an initial folder given to me here tonight. I'll read through it tonight, and then tomorrow morning I'll have a staff meeting, and we'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb and see what we need to do and try to put a game plan together that gives us the best chance to be successful. You know, I know the first time that we played them, we didn't shoot the ball particularly well. I got to look at the film tomorrow and, you know, see how many of those were good execution and we just happened to miss. How many of them were, you know, we didn't execute as well as we wanted to. You know, so we'll take a look at it. Defensively, we were just okay in that game. I think we can, you know, be better, but you know, we got to play well. You know, we've got to do what we do, and we got to do it really well, and got to do it at a high level. I mean, they're a great team, great team.
Anything else for Coach?
Thanks.